Hey, it's Scott Oldford here, and today I'm going to share with you something that, if you have an online business, I think is really going to level up your marketing and your sales. Over the last 10 years, I've helped millions of entrepreneurs with their marketing and sales. I've helped hundreds of entrepreneurs personally build 7, multi-7, even 8-figure businesses. And in every single one of them, there's not a single one that didn't utilize this concept in some way, shape, or form. When it comes to building a business, starting a business, scaling a business, everything when it comes to your marketing and sales comes down to resonance. Allowing someone to be able to resonate with you or your brand, which allows them to be able to trust you. And that trust allows that person to make a decision of buying with you. Most buying doesn't happen with the intellect. It happens with emotion. But your potential customer has to intellectually believe and to be able to trust, to be able to activate the safety of having that emotion. So you probably know the majority of the people that you're going to have as leads are not going to buy from you. About 3% of anyone that you generate as a lead is ready to buy at any given time. 97% are simply not ready. And most traditional marketing is all about being able to activate that 3%. Back in 2015, I named this the SSF method, or the 3-lane method. We're going to go through that in a minute. But in 2015 on this webinar, I was doing this webinar, and I was trying to portray that you must have the right message at the right time in the right place. And when you do that, you're able to activate and talk to the right person so that they see something as being relevant. All attention is based on relevancy. If you do not have someone's attention at the right time in the right place, they're not going to be able to buy from you. They're not going to be able to resonate with you. And over the last 10 years, as I said, this concept I've written a book about. I've had articles on Entrepreneur and Forbes and Business Insider. I've had millions of people see this concept, and many of them utilize it in their marketing, their funnels, their launches, whatever it is, to be able to understand how to talk to someone so that they will listen, while at the same time being able to make it so that you don't sound like everyone else, so that you can truly be at the right time, at the right place. Now, this whole concept is based upon nothing particularly new. What marketers have been talking about since marketers were marketers with buyer awareness. Nearly all marketing comes down to sidewalk, slow lane, fast lane. And the whole concept of buyer awareness is that as people become more and more aware, they're able to actually make a decision. In my methodology of SSF, which stands for sidewalk, slow lane, fast lane, every single person that comes across you is either in the sidewalk, in which they're trying to find and understand their pain, problem, and they probably are only aware of the symptoms. And this person, they're not ready to buy anything. They may not even accept that they have a problem that they want to fix. Somebody that's in the slow lane, they're somebody that has accepted that there is a pain and problem, and they are in a level of research mode. This is where the intellectual side, intellectual consciousness, activates primarily in a buying decision. And they want to understand the process, the method. They're looking for someone to trust and look up to be the authority. They're looking for proof. And more deeply, they're trying to find resonance, somebody or a company that they can resonate with. And then finally, somebody that's in the fast lane, they're looking for the solution, the vision, the deep acceptance that this is something that they are ready to commit to and get past any objection or any belief or any mindset that's going to make it so that they're not able to go from where they are to where they want to be. So of course, majority of people are in the sidewalk, about 60 to 70%, about 30% of a total addressable market, your potential customers, your leads, are in this low lane, and a small 2 to 5% are in the fast lane. This pretty much explains how to do everything inside of your marketing. This explains why certain launches do not work, or certain launches do. This explains completely how to do everything inside of your marketing in a way that will resonate with the right people. I'll give you a perfect example. If you get on a sales call and somebody doesn't believe that there's even a problem, how difficult is it going to be to close that person? You're probably going to have 3 or 4 phone calls. There's nothing wrong with that. But if your sales process can be done where every single person that ends up on a webinar, every single person that ends up on a phone call or an application is truly in the fast lane, you never have to convince them of anything. When you utilize this methodology, it's very simple to be able to make it so that someone simply says yes because it's in complete resonance. It's completely relevant. They fully trust you, and they're ready to take that next step, which from a business perspective is going to be your easiest, best, most successful customer with the highest lifetime value. So every launch that you have should be utilizing this before you even plan it. Every funnel, everything that you do should be based upon this, because what has happened in the past is this. We take a person and we put them through and we squeeze them through the door. Sometimes this is a launch, sometimes this is a webinar. And we do not have the awareness, we don't have the structure to be able to make it so that if someone's in the slow lane, we're bringing them to the fast lane. We apply pressure to try to convert somebody. And when we do this, we lose majority of our potential customers and our future potential customers. And it's very short-sighted. And in most cases, it's actually very manipulative. And unfortunately, most marketing is based upon manipulation. Manipulation of trying to squeeze someone through the door so that we can scale a business. And unfortunately, it's rarely sustainable. And unfortunately, it rarely feels good. My belief is that we can do it differently. Not only do we do it differently, it's far more profitable, creates far better lifetime value, much better customers, attracts exactly the customers you want, and creates effortless marketing and sales. Your conversion rates go way higher. The amount of commissions that your salesperson might need go way lower to almost non-existent. And you have complete coherence with the people that are coming inside of your business. As a business, you build a much better field, energetic field. And simply like this. If we're on Instagram, we know that somebody is in the sidewalk, more than likely. If somebody comes through your e-guide, they're probably in the slow lane. If someone signs up to your webinar or training, if you're watching this right now, you are somewhere in between the slow lane and the fast lane. You're not in the sidewalk. If you were in the sidewalk, you wouldn't be getting to this point in this video, and you would have exited out of this within the first minute. And we can build our entire marketing ecosystem. I no longer believe in funnels. I believe that we build ecosystems so that when people come from Instagram, they perhaps end right here. When people come from a Facebook ad, they come right here. When we're retargeting, they come right here. And all the different parts and pieces that you utilize in your business, whether it's SMS, email, different versions of paid ads, organic partnerships, whatever it is, you're able to build an ecosystem where somebody is able to get the right thing at the right time. Because if you bring someone to the fast lane and you're trying to reconvince them that there's a problem, you waste their time and you will lose them. Same thing if you offer a even $100 product to somebody that's in the sidewalk, they're going to think they're just hard selling them, and you become completely irrelevant. And when we add this concept of relevance, which is what this methodology is about, with resonance, of being able to translate your frequency and your content translate who you are and your authenticity in your content, when you build deep trust, we add those two things together, you create the ability to have the best customers and the best marketing that feels effortless. Not that you don't have to do anything, but what you do doesn't have any effort. You're not going up the mountain, you're walking through the field. And so almost all marketing on a traditional medium looks like this. You bring people down and you push them through. It's based on pressure, not presence. It's based on conversion, not coherence. It's based on numbers, not just transformation. And it's incredibly linear. It's a one size fits all, instead of creating a scenario where each person has their own experience. This, as well, still does work today. But there's a new model, and over the next 20 years, I believe, it will be the only model. And that is to be able to make it so that when you enter someone's life with your marketing and your presence and who you are, you have acceptance and neutrality of where they are in the process. We don't try to sell somebody. We don't try to convince somebody. We simply allow our own reality and our own ability to help someone to change someone else's reality by simply being present with them. So instead of trying to stuff people in a funnel, stuff people through a landing page, try to squeeze people through, we become the lighthouse and attract. We never push and we never pull. We are the honey instead of the stick. Before you use this in what you do, everything feels like there's pressure. In this old form, everything is scarcity. Everything is pain and problem. Everything is prodding someone. Best case scenario, it's the carrot and dangling the carrot instead of the stick. In this version, we simply show up as we are, and we attract based upon coherence with that person. That they learn to trust us through our marketing. That marketing is actually not marketing at all. It's simply allowing ourselves to be ourselves. But this is scary. Most people don't want to do this. It can even sound crazy. And the reason of it is because it takes away control. It takes away the sense of predictability. When you see all the ads on Facebook saying, build a predictable, sustainable, controllable business, that sounds really good, doesn't it? The problem is control has a cost. A deep cost. And the cost is not having coherence. The cost is having customers you don't actually love. The cost is marketing that doesn't feel aligned. The cost is being out of integrity. The cost is being out of alignment. All for the sake of a little bit of money. All for the sake of being able to wake up and believing that you have some predictable business, that you can control reality. And we both know that isn't true. It's an illusion. But when you build marketing that is truly you, that is truly coherence, that is built to be able to bring someone into your field and allow them to know that you are there when they are ready, to allow them to go from the sidewalk to the slow lane, from the slow lane to the fast lane in their own time, without prodding them, without dangling the carrot, to allow them not to need to be manipulated, to accept that there's something more for their life in whichever way you help them. That creates alignment in your business. It creates a business that has great energy, a wonderful energetic field that creates customers that love you, that creates high profit margins because you don't have leaky energy. And so when somebody enters your world and they go to your e-guide, they go to your quiz or your checklist, they go to your webinar, your training, your video series, your challenge, whatever it is, whatever medium, when they see you on Instagram, when they see you in email, when they see you in SMS, it's an ecosystem approach to deliver them the right thing at the right time, to invite them to that next stage, but to never pressure them to that next stage, to hold a level that they may not hold for themselves, and to invite them into that, but to have no judgment and complete neutrality around the timing in which they're ready. And this allows them to go on this path, and this path is not linear at all. This path is their life. They're not just a number. You are radically, with whatever you are doing, whatever you sell, whatever you help somebody with, you're on their path, you're creating a ripple in their life. And this is a journey of ups and downs, of arounds and abouts. Thus, when we are in a level of marketing that's based on conversion, it's almost always either unethical or ethical manipulation. Coherence is about being completely yourself and allowing the right people to show up. But if you're listening to this, you got to use it at the right time. One of my models, called the levels of consciousness for business, states that there's 4 levels of consciousness: reactive, willful, intellectual, and intuitive. If you're here today and you sell to reactive and willful people, there's absolutely nothing in this video that is going to help you sell to those people more. Unfortunately, almost all marketing in this level is about bringing these people downwards, lowering their energy, and then making you the person that will increase their energy. Coherence starts to be incredibly effective when you're selling to in between the willful consciousness and above. So having different funnels for the sidewalk, slow lane, fast lane may help you in reactive and willful consciousness, but true coherence, true just simply being the authentic version of yourself, truly remembering who you are before society crafted a version of you, and then bringing that into your marketing and bringing that into how you allow someone to go from lane to lane to eventually becoming a customer. That is how this works. I believe that marketing is about whoever has the strongest signal has the easiest time marketing. I didn't say whoever has the signal wins, because that's not true. Noise in large quantities and volume can work just as much as signal, but it's messy. And I believe if you're still watching this video, you're meant to have a strong signal, which creates a strong energetic field. And a strong energetic field creates a strong business. And a strong business allows for a high degree of transformation for the customers it serves, for the people it helps. I believe when you utilize relevance and resonance together, it creates people that you can actually help and people that completely trust you and love you, people that you love, people that you feel deep empathy for. People that really truly need you. So I built a book called Resonance to go and deep dive into these concepts. The concepts of building a marketing and sales ecosystem instead of funnels. Deep diving into the concepts of the Sidewalk, slow lane, fast lane method. The concepts of being able to build an energetic field that attracts exactly the right people. The concepts of being able to strengthen your signal so that you never just create noise. To be able to take this and apply it to your launches. To take this and apply it to ads, to your Instagram, to your email, to your webinar, to whatever it is that you do and you build. So that you are deeply relevant, which allows someone to believe that it's time for you to pay them, for them to pay you, as well as resonance, which allows somebody to have the emotional buy-in to be able to say yes to that next version. Because every buying decision, every time that someone says yes to something, the intellectual and the emotional or the intuitive are working together. And one thing that we can control is the ability to help somebody intellectually say, yes, this is something that really makes sense, as well as the emotional and the intuitive of, I deeply resonate with this person or this brand. So all the details on this book are below. It's not a massive read. It's something that I created so that you could apply it immediately. Something that makes it so that you can change the way that you do things on Instagram or in your email or on your website. Because most of the entrepreneurs that I mentor are not 1,000 miles away from being able to resonate. It's these little tweaks, and it's taking all the puzzle pieces, being able to put together the puzzle so it does what you really want it to do, which is make marketing and sales effortless, the way it was meant to be, and the way that it is. I hope to see you inside the book, along with all the other additional training and things that I believe will help you take this from being a concept and a vision to creating an entirely new version of your business. I'll see you inside.